Welcome back. We're almost there. There are only a few steps left until we can actually take care of the shopping list app. Really just a few more videos and we're done. So the next thing that I want to add is going to be an interface which will take care of loading the address or getting the address from coordinates. So we're going to use a get request again, where we want to load data using the retrofit features. Okay, so here I'm going to create a new Kotlin file class interface that I'm going to call GeocodingApiService. And this coding doesn't have to be capitalized. GeocodingApiService. So this interface is going to basically just have one suspend function for now, which says get address from coordinates, because we do have the coordinates, right? The user clicked somewhere and we want to get the address from where the user clicked. So here I'm just going to pass in a few things, and the response that I want to have is the geocoding response. So what is geocoding response? Well, it's this data class that we have built earlier on, where basically we would get a result, which would be a list of geocoding results, and we'll get the status, which basically was this request that we had here to the Google Maps API, which then returned to us. So we're going to use that now as a response. So basically the information that we're going to get is that response, right? And now we want to break it down. Now the information that we need to pass to it is going to be the latitude, longitude values, as well as the key. So here I can use the add query, which is an annotation from retrofit. Okay, add query, where I say let long, basically the latitude and longitude, which will be called let long, which will be of type string. Okay, so I'm passing that, as well as add query the key. So we need to pass on our API key. So here I'm going to say key, which will be my API key of type string. Now we need to add where we want to get that from. So we need to use the get, which is the get annotation again, which is from retrofit. All right, and here we need to say the location where that is. So it's under maps API geocode JSON, which basically is this address here. Okay, so we're saying what's the endpoint where this function should go towards, where we want to get the information from. So basically this interface that we just built, this Geocoding API service, is creating this URL, or will create a portion of the URL for us, which is this portion here plus the latitude and longitude and the key. So you see those here, lat long and key. So these are the two things that I need to pass to this website. And let me actually turn off the limitations here. No restrictions, so that we can actually see the response again. So here we are, we get this response. So this JSON code is what we want to get. And in order to get that, we need to say this is the URL that we want to use plus this piece here, and after the question mark, so as a parameter, so to speak, we're passing the lat long and we're passing the key. So the lat long and the key is not in this file, but in this one here, is exactly what we do here. We have the URL plus the lat long plus the key. So whenever we call this function, this suspend function, we need to pass the latitude, longitude as a string and the key as a string. And it will then create this URL for us, or like this portion of the URL. And when we call or use this function, it will return a geocoding response, which is this entire code, like this entire JSON file, so to speak. Okay, so that's that for now. And I'd say let's make a break here and see you in the next one.